It's up to you, New York, New York.
We are back. We are back. It's the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm your host, Richie, here with my guy, my co-host, my brother from another mother, Mr. Idris Salam, a.k.a. Bosco from the Bronx.
It's Wednesday. Shout out to Wednesday Adams. It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's do this.
I'll tell you what's up. Joel Embiid definitely getting in his feels, trying to manipulate the population for the upcoming games 3 and 4 in Philadelphia. Tonight it's game 2. New York Knicks looking to go up 2-0, as well as the Minnesota Timberwolves looking to do the same thing. We'll start with the Knicks, Mr. Salam. How do you feel about I mean, it's kind of a stupid question, but how do you feel about game 1, and how do you feel that translates into tonight's game?
I think game one is a continuation of game 6 in Atlanta. I think New York has found I think they found their niche. They realized that, we can't play like Tom Thibodeau was still coaching. We have to go to the bench. We got to be aggressive. We got to let our man JB do his thing. Everybody's putting in work, man, and that's how it should be. Teamwork. We gotta. When you have 2 straight games where every play on the team is played and every play on the team has scored a point, you've done a lot. That's 2 straight games. So I don't think it's going to end. I think New York has. I think right now. I mean, anything can happen, but I think right now New York is in it. The fans are in it. The players are in it. I think we're in it. So I see the same thing happening tonight that I saw Sunday night. I mean, on Monday night. I don't see much of a difference. I think it may not be as dominating, but I think we'll still. I'm calling 20 points, bro. I just feel that way.
Yeah, one would think that Nick Nurse is going to be able to get through his team in a better way, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. What impressed me about
Hmm.
game 1 the most is that despite the fact that Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson got in frustrating early foul trouble on some
Yeah.
ticky-tack calls, obviously Brunson was huge because he was able to have the huge first half. But
Yeah.
who was also huge was Mikal Bridges hitting every open shot that he took. What was
Yes.
also huge was Josh Hart being the dog on the glass. And what was also huge was the fact that Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, especially Tyrese Maxey, were not able to really get going.
Yeah. And good. I felt like I said at the end of the Boston series or during the Boston series, I said, with Philly, it's going to come down to, are you guys ready to play us? Because Boston's going to wear them out in 7 games. And I said, the best thing to do is to wear down Joel Embiid. You take Joel Embiid out the game, it's a whole different team.
And
Tyrese Maxey
someone
does
who I
the thing.
rarely agree with, Stephen A. Smith, had it down when he said the
Yes.
Knicks were moving on and the Celtics and Sixers were going to go 7, and he was 100% right about that.
Yeah.
My prediction for tonight: give me the New York Knicks by a final of 109-99. I got a 10-point victory. I think the Sixers are going to play better tonight. I think Nick Nurse is going to get these guys a little more focused. And I want to also say that this is the humble nature of me. The Knicks right now are on an all-time heater where they became the
Yeah.
first team in NBA history to win 3 consecutive playoff games by 25 points or more.
Yeah.
I would not be the least bit surprised if we get a continuation of that. It's just, I'm going to be honest because I like to say it from every spectrum. The
Yeah.
Knicks have had a hard time in recent years stepping on the throats of other opponents in the Garden during the
Yeah.
first 2 games. This is
Yeah.
imperative that the Knicks do not squander a lead, do not mess up in front of the home crowd, because going
Yeah.
up 2-0, I feel great about it because if they go up 2-0, this is Knicks in 5 because they will win a game in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna go 115. I'm going 117, 107. I just think I like Nick Nurse, championship coach. I think he's a real
Good
good coach.
coach. It's a good
I just
coach.
yeah, I just don't think it's the team, dude. I think we go deep. We're physical. We're big. We're fast. And I would say it all depends on Joel Embiid. And I think we're in Joel Embiid's head because he's crying about the tickets. He's crying about the fouls. I think we're in his head. We got 2 big men. We got Cat and we got Big Mitch. Mitch don't give a shit about excuse my French.
No, no,
I follow
no,
Mitch on
no.
Facebook. I follow Mitch. Mitch Mitch is like unfiltered. He said F him. He said that on his
Good,
page.
good.
You know, and I like that because Mitch doesn't like him. And I think with him and Cat, I think it's just too much for him. They're gonna run him out the gym.
I'll tell
117,
you why I
107,
like it, because it's the damn playoffs.
the playoff. The playoff? The
So
playoff.
your final, you got 117, 10, what was
107.
that? 107, 10-point
117,
victory.
107.
I
Yeah,
got
20
Knicks by
points.
9. You
I
got
mean, I
Knicks
mean,
by 10.
no, my bad. 120, 107. I'm gonna go 13.
All right, 120, 107 for the Bockers. I've got 109.99. Nunez is picking the Sixers. 103.96. I will say this, Nunez. I expect the Sixers to play better because, quite frankly, you can't play much worse.
Sorry,
But I
bro.
still got the Knicks getting the W tonight. We shall
Yeah,
see.
okay.
I will be locked
But,
in.
but you
Yankees
know,
on the phone, Knicks on the tube.
hey, but you know the thing about it is, and like I said, I've never been like I'm a big, Dr. J is my favorite basketball player of all time. Allen Iverson is in my top 5. So that's 2 Philly players I love.
Yeah, well,
And
that's 2 more than me. I'm more of a Balboa guy because it never happened.
right. Anyway, um,
I mean,
right.
I fucks with Aaron Moorhead a little. He's a pretty good receivers coach, if you
Yeah,
ask me.
yeah. For now, yeah. But
That guy 2'6" that took Orlean Darkwaz's number.
oh yeah.
I don't forget. I forgot his name. He's a decent running back.
Yeah, it starts with an S, I think. But
All right,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm getting toxic. I'm sorry.
yeah,
It's
it's okay.
my inner Nick
It,
is being
it's
exposed.
it's playoff time, so you know how we do. But
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it's I have no, I don't give a damn about Philly because I'm a Knicks fan. But Embiid is acting like a bitch. Y'all forgive my language, but Embiid
No,
this
I'm
is not.
gonna know. No,
And
no,
I
no.
respect Philly fans. I respect Philly fans because they're just like Knicks fans.
They're
Die hard,
passionate.
da da da
Listen,
da da.
we talk our crap. Philly
Yeah,
fans are very passionate.
hell yeah,
It makes the rivalry a lot of fun. I'm not gonna. One thing I'll give Philly fans over some
yeah,
Boston fans is that they
yeah,
take their losses. They take their
yeah,
losses with a lot more respectability.
big time. And also, the thing about it is that's what makes me like, as a basketball fan. I'm not a fan, but this say I'm a fan. Let's just say the thing about it is Philly is blue collar like New York. New York and Philly are just about the same. That's why we hate each other.
No
We're just
doubt.
alike. We hate each other.
No
But
doubt.
MB does not fit the Philly mentality. He does not. He fits a Dallas Cowboy mentality. He fits a Boston Celtics mentality. He is not. Philly players ain't bitches, and he's acting like a big 7-foot bitch.
I tend
Yeah.
to agree. I tend to agree. I know that a lot of people were goofing saying how Karl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid it was going to be a soft matchup because in today's NBA the big men like to shoot from beyond the perimeter and such. But the reality is that Karl Anthony Towns uh, has been making a concerted effort to be more physical.
Right on, right on. Nah, I'm with you. That's what I'm
And,
saying.
and you know, game one wasn't the best sample size because he got in foul trouble, but he still managed to score 17 points and still managed to, his team picked him up. That's the way I look at it. His team
But
picked him up when he got in foul trouble.
yeah, but he's efficient. He's throwing assists, rebounds, and he's doing the other stuff. Even though, and see, that's the thing. That's what I like because they didn't like they didn't hit 25, 30 like Carl, that cat does whatever, but he did other things. And you know what? Let me hold on a second. I gotta dress up right quick, Richie. I don't want to sidetrack because I know you got to go to work. This goofy Philadelphia fan said this. The only thing Mitch does is rebound, pass the ball, block shots, and get robbed. That's what you want from your big man to rebound, get
What about the
assists.
most? What about the most important thing he does?
Yeah.
Play stellar defense against some of the league's
Yes.
best big men.
And see, look, the thing about it, he said that. That's all he does is play defense and get rebounds. That's what you want your big man to do. He don't have to score 10, 15, 20 points. We got, man, we got Bridges, you know, we got OG, we got Brunson, we got Cat. We
Put 10
don't
more
need
on the Knicks. Put 10 more on the Knicks tally. 119.99 Knicks. Knicks by 20.
yeah. We don't need Bish to score 10, 20, 15, 20. We don't need him to do that. We
Step on
got
their
four
neck.
guys.
Step on their neck.
Yeah,
Step on
get
their
it over.
neck.
Get him out of here.
Nunez, you said you're pissed off about your Lakers. I was going to hold the Lakers for a second. We'll talk about it now.
Well, I forgot he's a
Um,
Lakers fan.
yeah.
How about that?
Listen, Nunez, you got over 40-year-old LeBron James, who's done a
Mm-hmm.
great job in round one. You're playing the best team in the NBA.
Yeah,
I understand that you guys made some mistakes last night. I understand that you guys were hanging tough.
yeah.
This is how I look at it, Nunez. You just got to win one of the first three. Once you
Just
get Luca
one.
back, this could
Yeah,
be a legit series.
just one. Because LeBron is actually, like I said, I'm propping LeBron. You know, and I'm a big hater, but look, I'm propping LeBron. He's playing like a leader, and I'm gonna give him that. I'm not gonna hold him for. I'm gonna give him that. LeBron's playing like a leader, and last night, you know, it happened, but yeah, I had them losing this round anyway, based on who they could possibly play. You know, but who knows if they can win one of these games, dude? If they can win the next game, it's different. You get
I
Luca
got a
back
bold
next
prediction.
game.
I got a bold prediction, and I might get laughed at for saying this. I
Yeah.
have a funny suspicion that the
Hmm.
Lakers somehow or another are going to win an ugly game too.
I would. You know what? I wouldn't put it past them.
Now,
I wouldn't put it past them.
now
You
as the
know?
other game goes, Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons kind of played out the way I expected. Now,
Yeah.
this is interesting. I'm picking the
Hmm.
Cavaliers to win this series, but I picked the
Yeah.
Pistons to win yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, these teams are very similar in certain ways because they both have superstars that when they're
Right.
hot, they're damn near impossible to stop. But they
Yeah.
are also the kind of superstars that sometimes do disappearing acts more frequently than other superstars.
That's the problem with them.
And both
That's the
these
problem
teams
with.
play good defense. And both these
That's the
teams are
problem
well
with.
coached.
Yeah. That's the problem with him and Donovan and Harden.
Donovan,
Donovan.
yeah, Donovan
Donovan.
Mitchell and Kate Cunningham both
I mean, Kate Cunningham. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Kate
have a
Cunningham.
have a propensity for disappearing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Kate Cunningham. Yeah. True. Very true. Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty much the same type of same teams. I got Cleveland beating them too. Um, I yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that series, dude. Yeah, it's a series of guys who show up. Whoever shows up, that's who's gonna win. You know, at any time, even James Harden, you're like, who's going to show up?
Yeah, for
Whoever comes
sure.
to work, yeah, whoever comes to work, that's who's gonna win. You know? Yeah,
All right,
I'm with you, man.
Nunez. Last thing I got to say about this. I don't think it matters if the Lakers win game 2 or game 3. They just got to win one of them. And
They gotta win
reality
one of them.
is, you might have a better chance winning in LA. I think Luca will be back by game 4. As long as you have one
I think
win,
so too.
however that comes, before
Yeah,
Luca gets back, this will be a series.
yeah. Um, I mean, what happened last night with the Lakers and OKC? You know, everyone had that. You know, but I'm not going to count. I'm not going to count. Like I said, I had them leaving, going home this round anyway. But I'm not going to count the Lakers out. They get Luca back, we have a whole different series.
Absolutely. And you got to hope that Luca, uh, where is he at? Because Anthony Edwards, it was obvious, like when he came back, that they were taking it easy with him. Less than 30
Yeah,
minutes played in game 1. Minnesota
yeah.
still managed to win. Minnesota's got some guts. And speaking of those Timberwolves,
Hmm.
um, I expect
I had
another
them
good
winning.
game. But after
I had them winning game one.
after Wemby, after Wemby
Yeah,
had that stink bomb of a game in game 1,
yeah,
I have a feeling that he and Fox are both going to step up. I think Wemby's going to have a big kind of game today. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs win by 10 or more because
yeah.
Minnesota already essentially did their job.
Yes,
And
exactly.
Minnesota's really good in front of their home crowd, especially as of late. So I'm going to go San Antonio Spurs. Give me the Spurs 111. Give me the T Wolves 97. 111-97 in favor of the Spurs tonight. I think that they're going to, win on their home floor tonight, and then hopefully, for their sake, try to steal one of those two in Minnesota. I find this to be a relatively easy series to pick. People are looking at me crazy, like, why aren't you giving the Timberwolves more respect? It's not that I don't respect them. It's that
Yeah,
as the series moves along, I think you're going to see some of the warts of Julius Randle. I think you're going to see some of the warts of Anthony Edwards as well.
eventually. I
The
picked
Spurs
Minnesota to
are
win.
young,
Yeah,
and this is uncharted for them because this is not the
yeah.
Greg Popovich Spurs. This is a different era.
I had Minnesota winning game one, but I had, of course, I had San Antonio winning the series. Um, I'm look. I don't want. I don't like the flip flop. You know me, Rich. I stand on my word. Y'all forgive me. Minnesota 107, San Antonio 103. Minnesota goes up 2 games to nothing.
And I said this to you, Idris, before the series started. I
Yeah,
said, I think San Antonio is the kind of team that even if they lost both games in Minnesota, they could still come back. Rather, both
yeah,
games in
yeah,
San
yeah,
Antonio, they could still
yeah,
come
yeah.
back, and we're gonna find out. I want to talk about another team that Nunez supports. I want to talk about Sai Otani. Why the multi-time MVP and World Series champ may be adding to the hardware case. This is kind of simple to me.
Hmm.
Shohei Otani, as far as I'm concerned, is the best pitcher in Major League Baseball this year, and it's not that close. Now, I'm not taking any kind of shade at anybody pitching for the Yankees right now that's doing a thing. As an overall stat, the
Yeah.
Yankees are doing it. But what Shohei Otani is doing, this is the first time in his professional career where when he takes the mound,
Hmm.
his team has him focusing only on pitching, where he is not in the lineup and where they are actually not waiving the universal DH because the Los Angeles Dodgers are the only team in Major League Baseball that was
Hmm.
waiving the universal DH and letting
Yeah.
Otani pitch in his
Yeah.
pitcher position because you're still allowed to do that in baseball. It's just
Yeah.
nobody does it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I would
But
be.
the
I would be
ERA
using that
is
all the
just
time.
filthy. It's phenomenal. And, he
Yeah,
pitched phenomenal yesterday as well. They lost a close game. The Dodgers
yeah.
don't scare me in the same way that they scared me at 24 or at
No.
25. But just
Mm,
because the Dodgers aren't playing their best now, I'm not going to have any illusions about their potential because they proved it last year, even when they weren't how deep their roster is, how well they play together. And
yeah,
they're a rare kind of team where you put so many superstars together, but they play together as a family, where in other places, if you put too many
yeah,
superstars together, there's too many egos. And it is a
yeah.
credit to the manager, Dave Roberts, because, um, one night it could be Mookie, he's currently injured. One night it could be Freddie. One
Right,
night
yep,
it could be Pajes. One night it could be
yeah,
Otani. One night it could be
yeah,
Muncy. The
yeah.
Dodgers are so, so deep. But I will say this. I've never
Mm.
felt more comfortable matching up with the Dodgers than I do this year as a Yankee fan because of the kind of depth that the Yankees have this season.
You know what?
Yes,
Shout out to
yeah,
Dave
Nunez,
Roberts
that's what I
because
was getting at. And
yeah,
and and I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that on the days that he pitches, he's been almost perfect because he's not
you know
hitting
what?
in those games.
You know what? Shout out to Dave Roberts because he's got them to say, hey, I know who you are. I know you're Shohei. I know you're Mookie. I know you're Pies. I know all of this. But look, we're here for one reason: to win. If
Yes, indeed.
we win as a team. We win as individuals. And I think they all just got on board. They're like, yeah, we're stars, but look, we're here for a reason to win a title. And that's how Popovich is. Like we're here to win. Let's
No,
win. So
100%. He just one hundred
shout out to Dave
percent,
Roberts,
and
man.
yeah, 100%. I'm with you all the way, all day on that. Um, and I want to give Shohei some praise because while his bat
Yeah,
is like suffering a little this year,
yeah,
and when I say that like kind of comically lightly because he is
yeah,
still
yeah,
a
yeah.
phenomenal player, but
Right,
he's not putting up like the all world numbers that we've been accustomed to seeing, and that doesn't mean that when it's all said and done, it's not going to be there.
right.
It's just that right now his numbers are not up to what you usually see on the back of his trading card. But he
Right,
has been phenomenal on the mound. And this
right.
is a
And that's good
Dodgers
enough.
team. Yeah, this is a Dodgers team that still has their fair share of injuries. But because
Yeah,
they have limitless pockets and because they have gone out and spent so much and, brought in so much talent,
yeah.
they essentially could, weather this kind of storm. And that's why the Dodgers are going to be a factor. And I want to talk about the Atlanta Braves as well as our New York Yankees before we wrap up with Steph Diggs.
Hmm.
Better than the rest. The Braves and Yankees are atop MLB with the Rays and the Dodgers near. Obviously, I spoke about the Dodgers already. Let's talk about the Rays for a second.
Hmm.
Kevin Cash doing a phenomenal job with a team that has a limited budget. With the exception of paying Wander
Hmm.
Franco, and we know all the off the field stuff that happened with him, his career is over. We don't know how that all is going to shake out.
Yeah,
Evan Longoria got paid.
yep,
David Price got paid decently. But for the most part, the Tampa Bay Rays have always been able to filter up talent from their farm
yep.
and replace guys that are fan favorites, popular, but replace them with guys that still fit within their team concept. And Kevin Cash has been able to do that over the years. I know
Hmm.
my good friend, former namesake of the show, Jordan Patrick, is pleasantly surprised with how well his Rays have played. I am not. I
No,
told Jordan that I wouldn't be surprised if the Rays are in the mix for a wild card or better, and it's been or better because as great as the Yankees are playing right now, the Rays are right there. At head to head, the Rays do have a 3-0 lead on the Yankees. I'm sure the Yankees are looking forward to evening that out and getting some retribution. I was in the house for that game, and the Yankees were in the midst of a bad slump during that series. No excuses. The Rays put it on the Yanks. Rays have
yeah.
always been a thorn in the Yankee side. Even if you go back to like
Always.
the 98 Yankees, the greatest team ever assembled in some people's estimations. Maybe not ever
Oh,
assembled, but in terms of results. Because if we're talking ever assembled, I think the 27 Yankees might have something to say about that.
yeah,
But the Yankees. Pitching's been under a 3 ERA. Over the last 18 games, this team is averaging over 6 runs a game.
yep.
Aaron Judge, back and forth for the American League lead thus far. Ben Rice is in the top 4 in home run hitters. He hasn't been active the last 2, nursing the sore hand. But the pitching, it's not just the starters, because when you have a game like yesterday, where a
Yeah,
22-year-old kid only making his second start of his career
yeah,
kind of lost his way a little, the
yeah,
bullpen picked him up. And when
yep,
Fernando Cruz got into trouble,
yep.
that's when you're thankful that the Orioles series wasn't really that close, because you could have your closer pitch 2 innings. And David Bednar was amazing. And when
Hmm.
I saw Fernando Cruz
Yep.
cheering on his fellow penmate, the closer of the team, something really penetrated my skull, so to speak, and really made me see something about this Yankees team. They are
Hmm.
really, really tightly knit, and these guys really fight hard and play for each other.
I agree 100%. And that's what I like about this team. Um, and I think I said it yesterday, a day before. I really love this team, dude. We got a lot of young talent, and our pitching dude. We haven't got our ace back yet. So we still we haven't reached our peak yet.
No
Um,
doubt. The Yankees have not reached their peak, and the thing that I like about this current Yankee team that hasn't happened in the past
mhm.
is that they're not forcing popular opinions
Nope.
or guys that have maybe been a little complacent or just assume they're going to have a spot, like the Anthony Volpe situation, making him
Yeah.
go down to AAA when Caballero is playing at such a high level,
Right.
or even with Luis Gil sending him down in favor of Elmer Rodriguez to see what you got there. And I think it's the Yankees' way of saying, yeah, these guys might be part of our future.
Yeah.
However, we want to win right now, and we're going to go with the best options available, and the hell
Right.
with everybody's feelings, because this is about the team.
And you know what? And I like that because sometimes it's good to have that. It's good to have that problem where you're sending people down a reassignment, but they have the skills, but we're bringing up more. It's good to have that problem because you said we can mix and match. But yeah, you can't go by popular opinion. You have to go by what's best. And we were talking about Dave Roberts, how he was managed to bring all those people together, and they're not beefing. I mean, we've given Brian Cashman a lot of help. We're giving Aaron Boone a lot of help. Shouts out to them too, because we've had some stars too, and there's no bickering. They're like, hey, we got to win. You know.
I'll be
Um.
honest, Idris. I know the
Yeah.
season is still young,
Hmm.
but in my genuine opinion,
Yeah.
this is the best managing I've seen out of Aaron Boone since he's taken
Yeah.
over the Yankees job,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's being very instinctive. He's trusting his gut. He
Yep.
takes a few more chances where he knows things are going to make sense.
Yep.
And even when things don't pan out occasionally, he
Hmm.
still plays it right where it's logical. And I think Aaron Boone right now is gradually trying to change the narrative. Not that he really cares, because he's been around the
Yeah.
game his whole life, but
Oh
he's
yeah. Yeah.
changing the narrative of a lot of Yankee fans, myself included,
Yeah.
that he can manage. And this is not
Yeah.
just like a matter of convenience or a yes man for Cashman and co.
Right.
going all the way up to Hal. I like the job that Aaron Boone is doing, and I've been very critical of him over the years, but I also
Yeah.
try to be fair. And right now, I'm trying to give him some praise, because I think he's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. Because in the past previous seasons, it was pitching. Especially the pen. How he would handle the pen. Like, what are you doing, man? I mean,
Right.
everything. Cause now, at least this year, of course, we're going to question things. So we're fans. We're diehard fans. I've been a fan for what 50 years. You've been a fan for I don't know since 40. What since the day we're born? You were born into the city. It was out. But he's not making those mistakes that we're saying. Man, what are you doing? He's not doing that. He has a few we question. What's that? but he's not making anything egregious. And I like that. I like this team. I love this team. Let's go Yankees, man.
No, I share your sentiments fully, Idris. And as far as last night's game goes,
Yeah,
Jacob deGrom, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball when he's right, you can tell that the age is starting to show a little. He hasn't been
yeah.
lights out like he's been in previous years.
Agent
But that
injury,
Jet,
man.
yeah, man, that Jazz Chisholm Jr. home run had some serious excitement on it. Um, and deGrom wanted that pitch back. He put it right in
Yeah,
Jazz's
you could
wheelhouse.
tell.
He challenged
Yeah,
Jazz, and Jazz hit
you
that
could
a
tell.
country mile. Like
You
that
could
was
tell.
a bomb.
You could tell. He knew he threw. He knew he threw Jazz a biscuit. He knew that.
Yeah, and deGrom does that maybe once or twice a season, and that just goes to show to his excellence. But unfortunately for him, he just missed
Yeah.
his location, and Jazz punished that pitch. Last thing before we get out of here,
Yo.
now that Stephon Diggs' legal trouble is behind him, who are some potential suitors? I'm going to throw a couple of teams at you and give me a yes, maybe, or nah.
Hmm.
Washington Commanders, they got a lot of cap room.
They can use him. I mean, you know what? As much as he's a knucklehead, the guy can play some football. You can catch.
Indeed, indeed. Indeed,
So,
indeed.
excuse me. I would say Washington for sure. Um, I go with New Orleans. Um, you got
That
a
would
young
be really
quarterback.
interesting considering that they got Olave and Tyson. That would really
Oh
make
yeah,
it
yeah,
difficult.
yeah, yeah. You're
But it's
right.
not
You're
out
right.
of the question. It's not out of
I
the
forgot.
question. I don't know if New Orleans is the city that Diggs needs to be in, though.
Yeah, 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 you're right. You're right. You're right. And he don't need to be at the Jets either for two reasons. The Jets
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
and the
Another
Jets are going to
team,
pay.
another team that I'm going to throw at you, Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah,
That could make sense.
that could make
Lamar
sense.
has never truly had a receiver of Diggs' capabilities. That would be
Right.
interesting.
That would be great, actually. I think he would fit in because Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore's a big city. Let's not get it twisted. I don't want to like underscore Baltimore. You can get in trouble in Baltimore. However, I think being around Lamar and a few of them guys, um, I think that'd be great because for one thing, Lamar needs a guy like him.
No doubt.
Lamar, yeah,
No doubt.
yeah,
I think if I'm Diggs, I think I'd be a
hmm
little scared off with the Jaden Daniels injury stuff, and I would probably feel more comfortable going with the more established guy. And don't get me wrong, Lamar gets hurt
yeah,
sometimes too, but I
yeah,
think the Ravens are a lot closer than the Commanders are. And maybe some people think that the
yeah.
Commanders are going to look more like the team that made the title game 2 years ago. We'll find out. One final team I'm going to throw at you, and then we'll
hmm
go into this topic another day a little deeper. San Francisco 49ers. Do you think he and Mike Evans would be a nice presence together? And then you got youngins like Ricky Pearsall.
I think they'll be a good team. I think that's a good form of duo. But I don't know, man. You want to send him out to Frisco? You want him playing in California?
Hey, at the end of the day, everybody has to step up and learn from quote unquote some of the distractions, mistakes, whatever have you. And I guess a far outreach.
Yeah,
Maybe go back to Buffalo and just humble out and reconnect with Josh Allen because man, his career was never better.
he won't do it. He should, but he won't do it. He won't do it.
I
He
tend
should,
to agree.
but
And
no,
it
but
keeps you in the
Frisco.
AFC East,
But
and he's very immersed in that division now.
no, but Frisco be a good place though. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say nah. I'm just saying, it's just on a personal thing. Are you gonna act right? And even though he got out of this, and great, he did get out of it, and it was improving that he was innocent because they showed that the lady was lying for the start. But
Which is
you
good
know,
because you want to be able to think that it's not just some payout kind of situation or
right,
some celebrity kind of situation where
right,
Diggs was telling the truth, and that does good for an image of his that has taken some serious hits over the course of the last few
yeah,
years. Because
no doubt,
I always try, regardless of what the person's background is or what's on their bad part of the resume, I try not to jump to conclusions because I also know that people, when they have a little bit of a checkered past, also
yeah,
could become easier targets. And, I
yeah,
want I want fairness for all, regardless of whatever the
Yeah,
situation in the past may be. And I'm a man at the end of the day, and
yeah,
while it's easy to roast people and have our fair share of jokes on the
yeah,
man level, I was kind of feeling for him with the whole Super Bowl Cardi B craziness. It's hard when all your mistakes, missteps, simp moves, any little thing that we've all been there one way or another get
yeah.
blasted out in front of the world to see. And, that opens up the whole mental health thing too. And it's not easy.
No, no, I'm with you, bro. 100%.
So I guess in closing, what I'm trying to say is, regardless of the many opinions that those have around Steph Diggs, and I even have a few myself, I wish him well.
Hmm. Yeah, same here. I do. I do. I was never really a big fan of him, after Buffalo, actually after Minnesota. But I mean, I wish him well. I just hope he makes better decisions.
He
You
was
know.
such an excellent addition last year after his, once again,
Yeah.
unfortunate situation
I
to
mean, that's the
start the
thing. He
year in
has.
New England.
That's what he has game.
No
I
doubt.
mean, he has. It's like Josh Gordon. And I think Josh Gordon got shitted on though. But he has
Same with
game.
Ricky Williams and guys
Wait.
who just wanted to smoke their weed. I mean, if it was a different era,
Yeah,
it
because he
but
wasn't a
then
bad guy. You
but you
know.
want to talk about the NFL being unfair? Look at the criminal justice system.
Yeah. So
That's a whole another convo for another day.
yeah, I just think he just needs to settle down. Like, hey, you still got skills. You're not a scrub. We know he got game. Just settle down and like, look, dude. You don't have too many more years left.
Now,
You know, and you don't want to squander that, man. You don't want to go to the end of your career like, man, I could have done this. I could have done that. And I'm not bashing him,
no, because similar to
but
To, and I'm not blaming To completely, because I think there's a little bit on both sides of things. I think he
yeah,
did a good job of representing himself with Skip Bayless. I'll use Randy Moss. I think that's a better example.
hmm,
You don't want to burn all your bridges in the league when you're leaving something on the table. Because
yeah,
as much as I respect Jerry Rice, I
yeah,
wholeheartedly believe that if Randy Moss was was less selfish when he was younger, he may
yeah.
have been the GOAT as opposed to everybody's consensus number two.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Totally. I agree. I agree. Um, yeah, I feel like with Moss, and I feel like we're with To. I think they could have been the GOAT. I really do. And I'm not taking. I mean, I'm still putting them in the top five, top two, three. Either way. But yeah, I wish Stephon Diggs. I wish him well. I really hope he just. It's what it is. You know what? I think he's one of those guys. Yes, he's been in the league for 10 years, 11 years. It's a shame that he don't have people around him to say, "Yo, bro." And maybe he does. I don't know. And maybe he's just not listening. 'Cause I know his brother's not much of a doesn't have too much sense either. So maybe it's I don't know. But I think someone a veteran is say, "Yo, dog, look, man, you're squandering your career, man. You are a great receiver. Why are you getting in this trouble where you moving teams, 4 or 5 teams? Dude, you should be with one team, maybe two, until the end of your career, dude. You should be with 4 or 5 teams. You shouldn't. You just shouldn't. You're better than that. You know. So I don't know, man. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. You there? Oh shit. I think Richie got locked off for a second, y'all. But I'm gonna move on to the next subject. Now we're gonna keep talking football, man. Yeah, I think with Stephon Diggs and a lot of players these days, I think they need mentoring. I think the class they have for a lot of the rookies and all, um, I think they need to bring some of the veterans in there because a lot of veterans are getting in trouble. I mean, even in basketball, look at Klay Thompson. Now Klay Thompson stays out of trouble, you know, but he's getting a lot of hell because of him and Megan Stallion. But Klay Thompson is Klay Thompson. He's been doing that. What he's doing, he's not squandering his money. He's not getting in trouble. He's just a woman thing. So but I don't know, man. I think these players need mentoring. I don't care if they're a rookie or they've been on every 10 years or whatever. I don't care. I think everyone needs a mentor. I'm 61 years old and I still listen to my OGs, 64, 65, 70, because there are things they know that I don't know. You know. Move on to another subject till we get my host back. Go talk about a little boxing. Devontae Davis, more talk about him. Uh, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia. Of course, Ryan Garcia wants him again. Shakur doesn't want to give him. That's cool. Tank Davis is what I'm trying to talk about. My bad, y'all. Tank Davis, I meant, um, doesn't seem to want to give him a rematch. Shakur, I think, is looking for a fight with Tank. And I think with Tank, the stuff he's gone through, I think boxing is something he needs to put his head into, just like with Stephon Diggs. I still think he's the man in his class, but Shakur is pretty much. I feel Shakur has moved past him based on activity and the whole thing. Moving on to Jesse, Dave Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, my favorite boxer right now. And been for a good while. He called out Canelo, and he's been chasing Canelo for a long time, a very long time. And I just think Canelo just doesn't want it. And after what he did this past weekend, I wouldn't want it either. And then saying, well, Canelo is smaller than Benavidez, and Benavidez is trying to fight a smaller guy. Man, I don't want to hear that. Benavidez has been chasing Canelo for years now. So we don't want to hear he's too big and all that. Because Canelo agreed to a fight with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's 147, went up to 154, then went up to 168. And he had to put that weight on. And as a former boxer, former amateur boxer, you put on weight, it does affect your skills, it does affect your movement, it does affect everything. So I don't want to hear that Benavidez is too old. I mean, too big. I don't want to hear that. Okay, so cut that out. Benavidez is looking to fight Bivol, and that would be a great fight. Respect to Dimitri Bivol, which is another one of my favorite fighters right now. I just like his class. I just like his style. I just like the way he carries himself as a boxer. That would be a great fight. I remember he said he wasn't quite ready for Bivol at one point, but now he's ready to pretty much get busy with him, which is great. I want to see him. I like to see Better Diaz and Bivol. The trilogy. I like to see better. Hey, there he is. I like to see Bivol versus. Better Diaz versus Benavidez. So there's a lot of good fights coming up. That could happen. I think with Benavidez, he's down to fight anybody. I think Bivol the same way. I think Better Diaz the same way. But Canelo, I like Canelo, but he has to show that he has to come back. And I think a good fight to come back would be Benavidez, but it's not going to happen, y'all. But I got my host back though. What's up, Richie? Welcome to Richie and Judy Sports Podcast. I am your co-host, Roscoe for the Bronx. I want to welcome my host, Richie, for the second part of the show. What's up, man?
Idris, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, my bad, man. I was going through
Nah, you good?
security.
Nah, you good? I finished up that part. I was talking boxing until you came back. But yeah, whatever you got left, what you want to talk about, bro?
I'll be honest, Idris. I think you covered it with the boxing. I think that's a wrap. Do
All
my
right,
final shout outs. If you haven't already,
like
please
and
make it a
subscribe.
point to like and subscribe to the channel, Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube. Check out Old Man Energy,
Yeah,
Volume 1 and 2. Phenomenal jazz album, as
yeah.
well as a deep dive into the boom bap era of hip hop, which is still very much alive. Also, check out the dirtiest rap album ever made.
Yeah, I had it on my Facebook page, but YouTube took it down. Not YouTube, Facebook took it down, saying it was too it was too dirty. I had posted
Hey,
some samples of it, so yeah.
and you can
But that
find
goes
that
to
at
show how dirty it is,
Big Bosco Productions on Bandcamp. That's
yo.
BAND.com. For Idris, I am Richie. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.